So hey there YouTube, it's all here again today, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to something a little different from what I usually react to. In the past videos I've been reacting to, wrestling videos, and I still plan on continuing to react to wrestling videos, but I'm gonna take a look at something a little different, and that is ranting for vengeance. Why Spider-Man 4 will be woke propaganda. And yeah, if you want to know, okay, so yeah, this guy is an anti-woke YouTuber. Like I've seen only I think one, actually, I'm not sure, I've seen small clips of his videos, and yeah, he's more unfiltered than the other anti-woke YouTubers. I think in one video he was saying that people are afraid of black people. He was saying some racist crap, and he also put a clip in of another guy saying the same thing. So yeah, he's more unfiltered, and I think a little more unhinged than other anti-woke YouTubers. If you want to know my thoughts, I think these anti-woke, the term woke, when it comes to film criticism is stupid. Right? I think there are better ways to criticize films than just using woke and pointing out minorities in the background and just saying everything has an agenda to it. I think there's better criticisms, like the directing of the film, the writing of the film, the producing of the film. I think those are way better criticisms than just blaming everything on wokeness, just saying that there's an agenda, there's a freaking black person in the background. I think that's a stupid criticism. It's brain dead, and you can say there's an agenda, and you can say how the agenda affects the film, but these people from what I've seen, these people do the bare minimum when it comes to actually criticizing films. They do, most of the content is just the same crap, alright, it's saying woke. I think this whole anti-woke stuff, I think, has just ruined film criticism overall, man. Alright, not even just in film, but in gaming, man. These people have somehow made pronouns, the idea of just choosing pronouns, and made it into a big deal.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
So yeah, I hate these types of YouTubers, and I like clowning on them. I like watching videos clowning on them. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. So if you thought this video for some reason was me praising them, just leave your hate comment and leave. So yeah, with my little rant out there, let's jump into the video. Okay, so hey YouTube, here we are with this video. We're in the ad right now, but yeah, this is ranting for vengeance why Spider-Man 4 will be woke propaganda. So I wonder what he's gonna say. I genuinely wonder what's amazing insight this guy's gonna bring to the table.
Need to run Windows on your Mac?
Okay.
Parallels desktop.
Skip.
So, a casting rumor for Spider-Man 4 has been...
Okay, so we're starting off here. He said costume rumor. Wait, he said costume rumor, right?
So, a casting rumor for Spider-Man 4 has been making the rounds, and...
Look, I don't... On the internet, I rumors... From what I've seen are 50-50, man. The rumors about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man being in No Way Home were true, but not every rumor is going to be true, man. Alright, and I'm always skeptical about rumors, man. Alright, because there's a 50% chance. There's a 50% chance that they're true and 50% chance that they're not true, and I'm skeptical about this guy's source, man. Alright, I'm just saying. Alright. There are a lot of right-wing news. There are a lot of right-wing news websites that are really biased and who exaggerate stuff, in order for rage bait.
If it's true, we might be in for a woke disaster. But before we get into it, if you want to help out the channel, you could support my Patreon, and it would be greatly appreciated.
No thanks, buddy.
Spider-Man 4, in my eyes, was already dead on arrival. Tom Holland has never played Spider-Man correctly. Not in one...
Well, yeah, I know what people think of Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's a pretty controversial one. So when it comes to my favorite Spider-Man, I don't really have a favorite Spider-Man, alright? I like all three Spider-Man equally, because I think all three of them nail an aspect of Spider-Man and Peter Parker. All of them nail an aspect of what makes Spider-Man who he is, alright? I think Tom Holland nails the youthful energy of Peter Parker, like how he's what I think of when Peter Parker is in high school in his early years, and I think he also the way his character is written, he shows the intelligent side of Peter Parker really well. So yeah, I think all three, Andrew Garfield's, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, all of them nail an aspect of Spider-Man's character really well. That's me personally.
Film, all of which, might I add, are terrible. And on top of the fact that...
Well, I like Homecoming, but the other two I'm a bit iffy on, man. Right? I like Homecoming. I think Homecoming is the strongest Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man film. The other two are, I know, like, I just like all over the place for me. I'm not sure how to feel about them.
Tom Holland just plain sucks. You have this story here where...
Okay, what is this? Stranger Things star Sadie Sinks joins in next Spider-Man movie. I've heard this rumor. They said she's either going to be like Gwen Stacy or Jean Grey from the X-Men. I think it's just going to be Gwen Stacy maybe, because it wouldn't make sense why Jean Grey would be in the Spider-Man movie. Maybe if it's like an X-Men crossover, but I doubt they're gonna do that.
Sadie Sink joins Tom Holland in next Spider-Man movie. The thing is, she's not playing MJ. You know, the character who...
Oh yeah, MJ is still played by probably Zendaya, I think. Yeah, this MCU version of MJ, not the classic MJ.
She actually looks like Peter Parker's wife, Mary Jane Watson, the redhead, not Zendaya, some ugly black chick who looks...
This guy is unfiltered. Like I said, really unfiltered in the way he just speaks.
Like a teenage boy from the slums. So they're just rubbing her noses.
What the freaking hell?
A black chick who looks like a teenage boy from the slums. So
a black chick who looks like a teenage boy from the slums. Oh my god. This freaking inbred freak here.
Just rubbing her noses in it. The fact that this actress actually looks like Mary Jane Watson, but is not being given the role. So I'm...
Oh yeah, it wouldn't make sense to have two MJs. Like, I think I haven't seen her. She looks like MJ. She could make a good MJ. I haven't seen her in movies. It said she was from Stranger Things, right? Yeah, she's from Stranger Things. I haven't seen Stranger Things, sadly enough. But she does look like she can be either MJ or Gwen Stacy.
Already out after that, but this news is like Mary Jane Watson, but is not being given the role. So I'm already out after that, but this news story just gets worse. So you come over here to this article.
Right, where are we with this guy?
Slums. So they're just rubbing her noses in it. The fact that this actress actually looks like Mary Jane Watson, but is not being given the role. So I'm already out after that, but this news story just gets worse. So you come over here to this article. Spider-Man 4 villain, non-binary.
Okay, cosmic book news. Like, like, just for, like, the way these articles, the titles alone, you can just tell they're trying to do rage bait. I'm just saying, they're just trying to do rage bait. These articles know what they're doing. These writers of these articles know what they're doing. It's just purely rage bait. I'm telling you, right?
Trans and uses pronouns. So at the Spider-Man 4 villain, non-binary, trans and uses pronouns.
Buddy, we all use pronouns. He, him, and I'm assuming he, him, right? Like, we all... Pronouns are part of the freaking English language. I don't get this. You learn them in freaking... When you're, like, in grade 1.
So what the rumor actually says is that the villain of Spider-Man 4 will be the Chameleon, or some sort
Oh yeah, Chameleon. Okay.
of take on the Chameleon, as the character just appeared in Craven, which I didn't really watch, but I've heard it was
Yeah. I don't care about the Sony films, alright, the Sonyverse. Maybe the Venom movies, like I watched Venom 1 and 2, but other than that, I don't give a crap.
absolute dog crap. So apparently the
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4 villain won't be called specifically Chameleon, but will go by another name because the character is using pronouns.
What? That doesn't make sense. What? Okay, so the latest rumor is that at least there's some sort of take, which just appeared. Okay, so with Chameleon appearing in Craven, according to, I can't see the whole thing. The Spider-Man 4 villain won't be called specifically Chameleon, but will go by another name. Snyder also describes. We won't necessarily be called Chameleon. They won't necessarily be called Chameleon because that character recently appeared in Craven the Hunter, even though that movie barely scratched the surface of the character's potential. Man, it sucks because I think Chameleon's an interesting antagonist. It sucks that he was in a bad movie and now we can't see him. And I think they call Chameleon Day is because Chameleon like takes on disguises and impersonates other people, and that's why they call Chameleon Day, not he, but Day, because Chameleon takes on these other personalities.
So let me just dive into everything that's wrong about that for retards out there who just try to talk about movies and argue but don't actually read the comics. Some normies
I know, I try to read comics, but like you don't always need comics, and also comic book accuracy doesn't equal 100% good. 100% comic book accuracy doesn't equal 100% good, alright? Like think about if someone adapted the what you call that Spider-Man story in One More Day storyline. I think it has been adapted before. Like people say it was in No Way Home. Like if that look, not all comic book story. Okay, what I'm trying to say is not all comic book storylines are good. All right, not 100 or not 100 of them are not good. All right, like 100% of them are not good. Some of them are terrible. Some of them are really terrible, man. Alright, like freaking, like there was one Spider-Man comic where Green Goblin banged Gwen Stacy. It was freaking weird. Like not every teen that's comic book. Not every comic book is 100% great. Alright, I'm just saying that. Alright, I do wish that movies and television shows adapted more comic book characters more accurately, because to get the, how should I say, to get the essence of the character properly. But I'm fine with some changes here and there because some changes are good, and you can't adapt something 100%. All right, that's not how adaptation works. All right, there are going to be changes, and when it comes to comic book adaptations, the changes need to be good, healthy changes, not that they're gonna improve the characters. All right.
might be watching going, who the hell is the Chameleon? Well, the Chameleon is Spider-Man's...
Yeah, I know about the Chameleon. I watched like when I remember the Chameleon from that Marvel Spider-Man show from the late 2010s. I think I saw one episode with the Chameleon, but yeah, I've heard the Chameleon before. He's that Spider-Man. He was actually, he's Spider-Man's first villain, the Chameleon.
First ever villain. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's not the Vulture or Sandman or Dr. Octopus. It was the Chameleon. Obviously, the legendary character of Spider-Man and the masterpiece run by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko started in Amazing Fantasy number 15. But in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, we got the introduction of the Chameleon. And just like every story in the Lee and Ditko run, everybody should be reading this comic if you call yourself a comic book fan. But basically, here's the funny part that debunks the whole argument of superheroes have always been woke. So Spider-Man's first ever issue.
I hate the word woke, but if you mean like let me use different words. If you mean superheroes have always been politically correct, Yes, mate, they have always been politically correct. I mean, look at Captain America. He was made during World War II, as basically U.S. propaganda to get people riled up, for the war and to join the U.S. Army to fight the Japanese. From what I know, so yeah, superheroes have always been politically correct. Looks, all right, politically correct doesn't always mean bad. All right, it can be executed well and it can be executed terribly. All right.
The villain, the chameleon, he's not just some guy who puts on a disguise and dresses up as other people. The guy is a communist. Plot twist of the story.
Communist. What the freaking hell? Chameleon is a communist? Like, someone tell me, is the Korean actually a communist, or this guy just saying random crap?
Is the fact that there's been a communist submarine spying on the United States in the waters of New York City. And Spider-Man, like every great hero, tracks down this scumbag, hits him with a right hook, and calls him a commie. So take your whole argument of superheroes have always been hits him with waters of New York.
Blah, 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 blah.
York City. And Spider-Man, like every great hero, tracks down this scumbag, hits him with a right hook, and calls him a commie. So take your whole argument of superheroes have always been woke and left-leaning and shove it up your ass.
Like, they're still left-leaning, I think. Like, even back then, like, I never met a leftist that likes communism. I don't know what's this thing with freaking Democrats and communists. Personally, I freaking hate the terms right leaning and left leaning. I'm South African. I heard lots about those terms when I got into the internet like 5 years ago. Personally, I'm neither. I'm not even in the center, man. I'm just my own thing, alright? That's me personally. I hate labels.
Spider-Man just punched a communist in the face. I could do a whole video on how much I love that original Lee and Ditko run. I believe that there should be a new movie or TV show made in the style of that comic. Almost like a...
Yeah, that would actually be good. Cool. Like in the style of Steve Ditko's art style. With Steve Ditko's art style animated show, that'd be actually cool, man.
Period piece back in the 60s. You could even put it into black and white or something. Making it like a old...
Don't make it black. Just... I'm not sure black and white is a good idea.
Horror movie where Spider-Man is this fantastical monster that is feared by the public. But
fantastical monster? Was he feared? I say he was like hated because J. Jonah Jameson was ruining his reputation. But he wasn't like some fantastical monster.
that could be an entire different video about how good this run actually is. But for now, let's stick with the fact that a big studio is willing to have the balls to come in and change Spider-Man's first villain to be some non-binary.
Yeah, all villains change. They evolve as time goes on, alright? This is not the 1960s, sorry man, alright? And, a community is, in a way, non-binary when you think about it. Like, the community takes on these different disguises as different people, regardless of gender, man, right? So, yeah, I think you could classify the community as a non-binary character, even though, like, from what I see, the community is a guy, is a he. And he just puts on disguises, but I guess you could call him a non-binary character. Yeah. Guess it could work.
Freak. Now it could be come in and change Spider-Man's first villain to be some non-binary freak. Now it could be worse. Spider-Man himself could be non-binary. But why?
What the freaking hell is this guy saying? Like, it's just like freaking insane conspiracy theory
to have
here.
The balls to come in and change Spider-Man's first villain to be some non-binary freak. Now it could be worse. Spider-Man himself could be non-binary.
Oh yeah, fear-mongering. Yeah, classic, annoyed.
But why are we even doing this? What's the point of it in the movie? Instead of being an evil communist that's...
Like, I don't think that's gonna work nowadays. Maybe back in the 1960s, like, I'm pretty sure during the 1960s it was the Cold War, so it would make sense then. Like, we don't need that right now. And like, the community being non-binary, I'm telling you, it's just gonna be like a small fraction of his character, man. Right? The community is just gonna be referred to as they. That's it in the movie. That's it. And and this freak is gonna make a big deal of it. Like, it's not a big deal.
Has to take down. The villain now uses pronouns, and we're probably gonna have to.
You use pronoun, Joey. He, him, man. Just like me. He, him. My God.
Sympathize with the villain some point in the movie. To be honest with you, his pronouns, and we're probably gonna have to sympathize with the villain some point.
Yeah, like everyone sympathize. Like him, the comedian having pronouns doesn't make them sympathetic. Like, it's not gonna make them sympathetic. It's just a part of the character. Them being like this. The comedians are shapeshifter, just someone that puts on different disguises. Alright, regardless of gender. Like, that's it. They could have a sympathetic backstory, but I don't think it has to do with them being non-binary. That's how.
In the movie. To be honest with you, I don't think that this movie could sound any worse. We have a perfectly good.
You're going off of something that came from a right wing. You're going off something that's coming from a right wing biased article, man. Right? I mean, they make their living off these articles, these right wing biased articles.
Actress who could play MJ, yet she's not. And then we also have a villain who's non-binary and using pronouns.
Oh my. These people are really brain dead. They really are some of those brain dead people on the planet.
This reminds me of X-Men 97, where they changed Morph, a character who appeared like for just a couple of episodes in the original Masterpiece cartoon. They made the character non-binary for
Morph was always non-binary by nature. Morph was always non-binary by nature. Morph is that X-Men character that can shapeshift, right? Like, so by definition, I meant by default, he's a non-binary character. Like, I've seen non-binary characters who can shapeshift. Like, that's a teen in fiction. Like, an example I think of is from One Piece, actually. Ivankov, Emporio Ivankov, the leader of the second in command of the Revolutionary Army, and then Bon Clay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bon Clay is also a non-binary character because they are shapeshifter, and Ivankov can change their sex. So yeah, like shapeshifters are and non-binary characters are like intertwined with each other.
Absolutely no reason. And you want to know why? Because X-Men 97 was created by a literal gay black dude who just wanted to put his politics into the story.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I care about the right team, man. I care about the right team. I haven't seen X-Men 97, man. I should actually watch it. But like, I think this guy, like, I don't think Morph being on by is going to be the freaking focal point of an episode. But it could be, and it could be written well. And it could be written terribly, but I'm not gonna like hold that against I'm not gonna say them being non-binary is the problem with the episode. I'm gonna say the writing is the problem because the writer failed to make this a good focal point of the episode.
He wanted Wolverine and Morph to have a kind of weird relationship, and he wanted characters.
I think this guy's still overblowing stuff up.
To be non-binary. You are a freak. You don't belong anywhere near X-Men. And whoever's making this decision about
and you do.
Chameleon does not belong anywhere near Spider-Man. Call me a gatekeeping, elitist, basement dweller all you want, but I think that the fans should stand up and say no to whatever the hell they're trying here. This could just be a rumor, because actually do the math.
Yeah, it's a rumor, man, and I don't really take rumors seriously on the internet. That's just me.
And think about it. Why would Marvel Studios, owned by some pretty shady characters who like to inject stuff into their stories?
Yeah, I know. All corporations. I think every corporation, like every either in the film industry or the game industry are like all scummy. Like all of them have done scummy things. But like the people at the bottom still care about the stuff. I'm pretty sure the people that are working hard on this stuff, like let's say like the people working on the games, the coding for the games, and like people working on the sets of movies and like the actors, I think they actually care about this stuff. While I'm pretty sure the guys at the top just care about making money. I mean, yeah, I get it's a business, but yeah, they can. They're the actual scumbags we should hate, but not the people at the bottom, right?
Why would they put a trans, non-binary characters who like to inject stuff into their stories? Why would they put a trans, non-binary, pronoun-using freak as the villain? So this could just be a rumor that doesn't turn out to be true, which I'm hoping for. But who knows? They might still try.
I think this guy wants it to be true because it gives him something to be angry at.
People love tying it back all the time to one thing that Stan Lee wrote in the 70s about equality and how he didn't think about the color.
He didn't just write that. I seen interviews of him talking about equality. Like, he cares about equality a lot. He cared about equality a lot, Stan Lee.
Of people's skin. Now obviously Stan was living in this utopian world where he wanted everybody to be equal, and in real life it doesn't really work out that way.
Yeah, but there's no problem in still trying. Yeah, it seems like a unrealistic dream, but I think one day we can make it a reality. Yeah, that's what dreams are for.
Because you can love everybody and not care about the color of their skin, but they do care about the color of yours. But people who argue for woke crap like this love using that and saying that Stan Lee was always woke and superheroes were always big
You're a politically left-wing guy. Yeah, he always was.
Monoliths of liberalism. Stan Lee was always woke and superheroes were always big monoliths of liberalism. In reality, I think that Stan Lee and every other great comic creator like Steve Ditko or Jack Kirby would be turning in their graves if they saw what was happening to the characters that they once created.
I don't think Stan Lee would care enough. Maybe he would care enough. Marvel, even Marvel back then in the 1960s, I'm pretty sure was a scummy company. The only reason why we're learning more about them being scummy right now is because we have the internet. But I'm pretty sure they were scummy back then. But you're not gonna always like the people you work for, right? I'm just saying.
Stan Lee and Steve Ditko back on issue 1. Hey, Spider-Man's first villain. He's just gonna be an evil communist that the kid has to take down. Imagine if they saw what was happening right now, where that villain is being transformed into a vehicle for political allegory. Movies and comic books are both entertainment businesses. You can put in a message and you can put in politics every once in a while if it fits into the story.
They always put in all the time, not every once in a while, all the time. Then, right? If you just look deeper, man, right? Some politics you agree with, some you don't agree with. And yeah, that's life, man, right?
But first of all, the first priority is entertainment. And I don't know about you, but
the first priority is I think entertainment is important, first and foremost. But I'm not sure. I think entertainment is important, but the writing, the themes are also just as incredibly important when coming to a story of something, whether it's in a game or a movie or in a comic book, right?
Freaky non-binary people cocked weak Tom.
What the freak now?
It fits into the story, but first of all, the first priority is entertainment. And I don't know about you, but seeing freaky non-binary people cocked.
Oh, I freaking hate this guy.
Weak Tom Holland and ugly Zendaya is not entertainment. And really,
yeah, you know what entertainment is. You know a lot about entertainment. I'm sure you do. You freaking inbred freak.
Complaining about nothing here. Every week there's a new race swap or gender swap or new.
I think race swaps and gender swaps have always existed even before the 2010s, man. Right? I'm pretty sure, yeah, look at alternate universes, even back at Crisis on Infinite Earths, when that was a thing in the 80s, I'm pretty sure race swaps and gender swaps have always existed, and I don't really care enough for them, you know, right? If it happens, it just happens, you know, right? Like, I'm not gonna really care enough. Like, these are fictional characters, right? So it's not gonna hurt me, you know, right?
Piece of crap that I can talk about. It's not like I'm reaching super far to find this crap. All you have to do is look around and it's everywhere. And therein lies the deeper problem, which I can't really get into, but it's why is this everywhere? Why is this in every movie or comic or book? And more importantly, who is putting it there? But obviously that's a conversation that most people can't really handle. Most likely will never be able to. So that's why we have to keep on attacking these pieces of crap.
Yeah, and to the end, they're gonna keep doing the same type of videos until the sun burns out. Yeah. You really accomplished something. Yeah, you're accomplishing fuck all, man. Alright, sorry, man, with this. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just doing this for money. Like, I'm just also doing this for entertainment value. Like, I like clowning on these idiots and laughing at their stupidity. But yeah, I think these guys are actually deluded enough to think that they're fighting some grand war for entertainment. You're not. Entertainment is still gonna carry on without you, man. Alright, movies, the film industry, the game industry, even when they are totally crap, they're still gonna carry on without even. They're still gonna carry on even with your stupid complaint. Alright.
And rejecting it, because every normie out there who goes to watch a Marvel movie isn't going to know about the deep politics and a sinister motive behind it.
Then that says more about you than normies. Like, they don't give a crap. Like, they just have entertainment. If they come out they're entertained and did not think about, and they did not care enough for the politics, I think mission accomplished. I think that's every Marvel movie. They just want to entertain the audience and score some political correct points, and that's it. What's this guy saying now?
To watch a Marvel movie isn't going to know about the deep politics and a sinister motive behind this. But they're
sinister motive, like what? They're gonna get brainwashed? Like, what? These people live in live in a fantasy. I don't think people are gonna get brainwashed by a freaking Marvel movie, man. Sorry, man, alright?
They're gonna know that they don't want to see some non-binary person in their Spider-Man movie. Screw
what?
Goes to watch a Marvel movie isn't gonna know about the deep politics and a sinister motive behind this. But they're gonna know that they don't want to see some non-binary person in their Spider-Man.
Like, if I see a non-binary person, I fundamentally do not give a crap. Like, sorry, man, I've interacted with, look, alright, I've met non-binary people, man, normal people, just like you and me. They eat, sleep, shit. They freaking, they're human, alright? Just like you and me, man, alright?
Movie. Screw people who like and defend everything like this. Bring back the age where heroes were right and morally good, and the bad guys.
Okay, yeah, you create a freaking. How about you create a time machine and you go back to the 60s? Yeah, I think he was. Wait, what do you say now about he was being morally good?
Everything like this. Bring back the age where heroes were right and morally good, and the bad.
I'm pretty sure that's still a thing.
Bad guys were truly evil and did bad.
Yeah, I like a one-dimensional villain from time to time, but like, it gets boring. I like a three-dimensional villain, alright? And they don't always have to have a sympathetic backstory to be intriguing, alright? Like, look at Wilson Fisk from the Daredevil series. Three-dimensional, but pure evil, man, alright?
Bad things, not this blurred grey morality crap.
Yeah, blurred grey morality is more interesting than black and white. Sorry, man, it's way more interesting.
That we're facing now. Well, what is this new?
That's always been a thing, man. Even before the 2010s, back in the 80s, 70s, like, even think about Godfather 1971, grey morality with the mobsters, man, right?
Movie gonna be? It's gonna be Spider-Man, the hero, fighting a non-binary person who is also kind of the hero. We're in the.
I don't think that's going to be having maybe a sympathetic backstory, but I'm pretty sure it's still going to be the villain at the end of the day. Like I think maybe a Vulture. Like think about Vulture. Vulture, like he didn't really have a sympathetic backstory, but you understand his motives. But he was still like a hypocrite, and Peter was calling him out, man. Right? So like, probably the comedian could be like Vulture.
The original comic, it was a communist who wanted to take over.
Like I don't think it needs to be a communist. Maybe Kamea could be a Hydra agent if Hydra still exists. I'm not sure about the law right now in the MCU, but he could. Kamea could be a agent of Hydra. So that's a win over there.
For America and spy on its citizens. The funny part is they can't actually put that in.
It's not the 1960s. We're not in the Cold War, man, anymore.
Doing to you. I know, I might start. It was a communist who wanted to take over America and spy on its citizens. The funny part is they can't actually put that in the movie because that's what they're doing to you. I know, I might sound like a nut job.
I'm so confused what this guy is saying right now.
America and spy on its citizens. The funny part is they can't actually put that in the movie because that's what they're doing to you.
Marvel is in cahoots with the US government and are spying on you. What freaking backward logic is this, man?
I know, I might sound like a nut job.
Yeah, you are a nut job.
Why would they put in a villain into the movie of a communist who wants to put Marxist ideas into people's heads? Because that's what they're doing in...
You're not important. You are a freaking minuscule part of the world, man, alright? Just like me. You're not important. You're not figuring out anything incredible. You're not finding out some big conspiracy that somehow that freaking movie studios are in cahoots with communists. You're not. Get off your high horse, man, alright?
In real life. And as long as just a few people notice that and reject it.
Yeah, few people like you who we should reject and ignore, but also not ignore, actually ridicule to the ends of the earth and make sure that people never take you seriously in your entire life.
Then there might truly be hope going forward in the future. So
yeah, I feel no hope from you.
But if you did agree with anything I said,
I agreed with fuck all, man. Sorry.
Let me know and maybe consider subscribing. And if you got a frelling problem, go complain to your boyfriend.
Fuck you too. Okay, that was brain dead. Okay, that was ranting for vengeance. Why Spider-Man 4 will be woke propaganda, and let me know in the comments if you liked my reaction today. But other than that, drop a like if you liked the video today. Press the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me, and hit the bell icon to get notified on my latest uploads. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, YouTube.